Russia's aggression against Ukraine has claimed tens of thousands of lives, not only soldiers but also civilians, women, children, and the elderly. There is only one way to stop the bloodshed: by making peace. Following talks in Geneva, Ukraine has reached an agreement with the United States on the key issues concerning the peace plan. After Geneva, there are fewer points. There are no longer 28, and many important elements have been included in this framework. There is still a lot to be done. Finalizing the document is very difficult, and we must do everything properly. We appreciate that most of the world is ready to help us, and that the American side is constructive. The new peace plan contains 19 points, and the Ukrainian president wants to discuss some of the sensitive issues with the US president. Kyiv is hoping for a meeting later this week. We appreciate the productive and constructive meetings held in Geneva between the Ukrainian and US delegations, as well as President Trump's steadfast efforts to end the war. Our delegations reached a common understanding on the core terms of the agreement discussed in Geneva. We now count on the support of our European partners in our further steps. We look forward to organizing a visit of Ukraine's president to the US at the earliest suitable date in November to complete final steps and make a deal with President Trump. The White House denies all rumors about what day the meeting will take place on, but, as its spokeswoman admits, the situation is changing in real time.
I spoke with Secretary Rubio at length. I spoke with the president as well. Everybody inside feels optimistic about what happened and transpired yesterday in Geneva. Secretary Rubio, Special Envoy Witkoff, the whole team really worked through the points of that 28-point peace plan that the United States authored with input from both sides, the Russians and the Ukrainians, and ultimately the vast majority of these points have been agreed upon. The Ukrainians have worked on language with us together, and you heard that from their delegation directly yesterday. So we feel as though we're in a very good place. Of course, we have to make sure that all of these points are agreed to, and then of course we're going to have to make sure the other party in this war, the Russians, agree to them as well.
However, it is the aggressor country, and above all the man at its helm, that is the biggest obstacle to ending the war he himself started. As long as Putin is in power, this aggressive rhetoric will continue, and peace will be difficult. However, the United States is determined to implement the peace plan. Dan Driscoll, Secretary of the U.S. Army, has been in Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, since yesterday. He is holding talks there with the head of Ukrainian military intelligence and a delegation from Russia.
President Trump stopped the funding of this war, but the United States is still sending or selling a big amount of weapons to NATO. We cannot do that forever, and the president wants this war to end. He is a peacetime president. That's what he's pursuing, and today he remains optimistic and hopeful, and I know our teams are working around the clock to try to get this deal to an end.
The United States and Europe are involved in bringing peace to Ukraine, but former Polish ambassador to Ukraine, Jan Piekła, says that other countries are indirectly involved in the conflict. There is also China, which is an ally of Russia and certainly does not care about peace. If peace were to be achieved, the Chinese would have significantly reduced room for maneuvering when it comes to occupying Taiwan. And dangerous things are happening there right now. Dangerous for the West. Donald Trump spoke yesterday on the phone with Chinese leader Xi Jinping. The conversation, described by the U.S. president as fruitful, also concerned Ukraine. Donald Trump is scheduled to visit Beijing in April next year.